Hi everybody. In this video, we are going to discuss about computer-based testing using linked list. A very simple computer-based testing using linked list. So for this, that is, I'm going to store questions and its answers in a linear linked list. Once I complete storing this, I'm going to put the questions to the user. The user will have to type the answer. Now the user's answer and the correct answer will be compared. If it is the same, the score will be incremented by 1. This will continue till all the questions are answered. Once it is done, the score will be displayed on the screen. This is my program now. So in this thing, it's going to be a linear linked list. So we need to have a question and its answer. I can have any number of questions because I'm going to use dynamic memory allocation. I can have any number of question and answers. So I've created a structure called CBT. I have a question string. I have an answer string. So, and also I have a pointer which is going to hold the address of the next question. Okay, so this is what my structure is going to be. Okay, so what actually happens here? Let us go into the main. So I've declared 3 pointers. A pointer called first. All these are pointed to structure CBT. So the first pointer variable will always point to the first question of my CBT. And temp is going to be the new question that has been created. Tail is the last question of my list. Initially, I have nothing, no question and answer in my link. So everything is going to be null. So first equal to null, temp equal to null, tail equal to null. Then I'm using a score to count the number of correct answers. So initially score is 0. Then I'm using ch as a character variable. This is going to be used for getting the input of questions and answers from the user. So initially my ch is initialized to null. And this answer variable is where I'm going to store the user answer. And choice is a variable for me to loop. No, I said I can enter as many number of questions and answers. I can create a database of any number of question and answer. So I'm going to continue asking the question and answer from the user till the choice becomes any other number other than 1. So initially my choice is going to be 1 and I've used I for I loop. Okay, these are all the variables I'm using. So now choice is equal to 1. And here you can understand here I'm using malloc and strcmp to compare the answer. So for strcmp I've used string.h and for malloc I've used stdlib.h. Fine. So initially my choice is 1. So this condition will be true. So it enters the loop. So this while loop is used to insert one question and answer in my list. So when I enter the while loop, every time I create a new question. So what I should do, I will have to create a space for the question structure, yeah, for the CBT structure. And the stem is going to point to the starting address of the newly allocated space. Okay, now enter the question will be printed. Then I'm getting character by character from the user for the question. So first I'm getting ch, the first character of my question. I'm checking whether the ch is equal to semicolon. So I'm assuming here the delimiter for my question and answer is semicolon. Once I type a semicolon, that means I have finished giving the input. So my delimiter, my terminating point is the semicolon. So what happens here? It gets the input of ch. Say I wanted to type capital of India. So ch will be C initially, the first letter I will type. Now it will go inside I equal to 0. It will check whether it is semicolon. It's not semicolon. So it enters the loop. Now I is 0. So temp's question of 0 will be C. Okay. Again, it asks for the next character. I say A, capital C, I've finished. Now A. CH is going to be A. It goes back here, checks the condition. CH is not equal to semicolon. Increments I. Now temp question 1 is going to be A. Again, get the character from the user. Now P, capital C-A-P. Again, it goes and checks, enters the P. So it continues till I type a semicolon. Okay, so this for loop will be used to give the question, no, to the computer. So once I type a semicolon, my question input, the first question is now over. Then again, I'm assigning CH equal to null for the answer. I'm going to get the first, I'm going to create a database of question and answer. So the question what I've given here is capital of India. Now I want to get the answer. Again, the same logic. So what happens? I'm getting the first character of my answer, New Delhi. So N. N is the first character. CH is going to be N. Now it checks whether it is semicolon. No, it's not semicolon. So it stores this N in temp answer of 0. Okay, then again it gets E, new, E. It goes and checks. CH is not equal to semicolon. So it enters. So temp answer of 1 will be E. Okay, so it just goes. Now CH will be W. It goes and checks the condition. The condition doesn't satisfy. So I gets incremented. Now it stores this W in that ith location. So again, this will be used to get the answer from the user, and the delimiter, the termination point again here is a semicolon. Okay, so what happens here? I have entered the loop. This is the first time I'm entering the loop. So I created a memory space and the temp is pointing to that memory space. I've got temp's question. I got temp's answer. Okay, then temp's next is null because this is the first question I'm entering in my list. So temp's next is going to be null. There are no other nodes after temp. Okay. So initially, every time I create a new question and answer, new node, I get the first allocate memory space for the new node and I call it as temp. I get temp question. I get temp answer from the user. Then I assign temps next to null. This is what is going to happen every time a new node is created. After that, we are checking whether this is the first node or it's not the first node. So if first is equal to null, if it is the first node, in that case, what I'm doing here is I'm making this temp as the tail and as the first. So the new node, the new question and answer which has been created will be called as temp, will be called as tail, will be called as first. Right? Fine. Now what happens? It goes back here because it doesn't move to the else part because if condition is satisfied. Now it goes here, prints enter 1 to continue. So I give C a choice equal to 1. So what happens? It again goes back to the loop. Choice is equal to 1. So it enters the loop. Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to give the second question. So allocate memory space, name that memory space as temp. Print enter the question. Again, same thing. I will have to get the question from the user till I type semicolon. Now enter the answer. Again, the user is going to give the answer for the question given till semicolon. So semicolon is going to be the terminating point. When I type semicolon, my input is complete. That's why I've given here the condition semicolon. Okay, then temp's next is null. So I've created a new temp. I've given the question, I've given the answer, temp's next is null. Now it's going to check whether first is equal to null. No, first is not null. First is already created. So it goes to the else part. Now what does it do is, tail is going to be again the first node, right? That's what we did in the earlier case. So tails next should be temp. Okay, tails next should be temp. Right, so I make the tail point to the new node. Then I make the new node as tail because that's going to be the last node. Tail refers to the last node. So I make the new node temp as tail. Again, it gets whether it wants to continue. Choice, well, choice equal to 1. Again, the same thing will continue. So this will continue till I type some number other than 1 for choice. Okay, so once it's all fine, my database is ready. My question and answer is ready. Now the user will have to take up the test. So first is going to be the first node. Okay, always. So once I create the first node, I'm not changing it at all. First is going to be the first question created. Now assign that first to temp. Okay, so what I'm going to do is temp refers to first node now. So I'll have to display that node's question and then get the answer from the user. Then compare the user's answer with the computer answer. If both are right, both are same, increase the score. Again, get the second question, get the user's answer and continue with it till I complete all the questions. So what happens here? So temp is going to refer to the first node. Check whether that node is null. If it is null, that's it. All questions are over. So I can complete. So if it's not equal to null, I'm printing temp's question. Now I need to get the answer from the user. The question is displayed on the screen. I need to get the answer from the user. Again, the same logic I'm following here. Get the first answer, character of the answer. Check whether it is semicolon. If it's not semicolon, store it in answer of I. Again, get the second character. Check whether it is not semicolon. If it's not semicolon, store it in answer of I. So this answer ANS will be the user's answer. The user who is taking up the test. So once I complete this, okay, so I can make this answer of I equal to null. Okay, I'm just terminating the last character as null. Fine. Now what we are doing here? Now the user has given the answer ANS. I'm going to compare user's answer with temp's answer. Say for example, temp is first. So temp's answer is going to be the first node's answer. Okay. If both are same, string compare will return 0. In that case, I'm incrementing score by 1. Now, temp will have to move to the next question. So I'm making temp as temp's next. So temp is the first node. Temp's next is the second node. Now that second node becomes temp. Now I check whether that second node is null. It's not null. So it prints the question, waits for the user's answer. The user gives the answer. Now I compare temp's answer with the user's answer. If they are same, increment score. Again, second node's next is going to be third node. That's going to be temp. So this will continue till I complete all the questions. Once I complete all the questions, my temp will become null. So my while loop will terminate. It comes here. It prints the score. This is what my program is. Now let me run the program and show you the output. So enter the question. So let me write capital of India. And remember to put a semicolon because that's the terminating input. Now enter the answer. New Delhi. Again, put a semicolon. Enter 1 to continue. Yes. Enter the question. Capital of Chennai. Semicolon. Enter the answer. Sorry. The question what I gave is, no, I just made capital of Tamil Nadu. Instead I given like that. So please forgive me. Let me write it as Chennai as the answer. Okay. Then enter. Enter 1 to continue. Now, capital of Tamil Nadu. Put a semicolon here. Then give the answer as Chennai. Then complete it with a semicolon. Okay. Then press enter. If I give 1, I will continue. Let me press any other number other than 1. Enter. So that's it. So all my questions and answers I have stored right now. Now the user is going to take up the test. So it first displays the first question, capital of India. So I'll have to give the answer, New Delhi. Okay, remember to put a semicolon here. Okay, now second question. Okay, by mistake I typed, you know that. This is what I have typed here. The same thing is displayed here. Now, enter the answer. Let me give it as Chennai. Okay, now a semicolon. Okay, next question. Then capital of Tamil Nadu is going to be Chennai. I'm just going to type something wrong, okay, for you to find out. So now you can see, put a semicolon there for terminating. So you can see I've given two answers, New Delhi and Chennai. So my score should be 2. So let me press enter. So you can see here the score is 2. So this is how a program works. So please remember here, the things to remember here is I've used stdlib from mloc, strcmp, string.h. Now I'm going to create a list of question and answers. Okay. Then every time I enter a new question, I first allocate the space, name it as temp, then get the temp question till a semicolon is given, enter the temp answer till semicolon is given, make temp next is equal to null. Now once I complete this new node, what I do is, if it is going to be the first node, if there is no node in the linked list now, if first is equal to null, I make this temp as first, I make this temp as tail, because this is going to be the first node, this is going to be the last node. The next time I create a new question answer, again allocate space, name it as temp, get the temp question from the user, get the temp answer from the user. Now temps next is null. Now the tail, no, the previous questions next. The tail is going to be the last question. Last questions next is the temp. And temp will become tail, the last question. So this will continue till my choice is going to be 1. So once I complete creating the database of question and answer, then the user can take up the test. The first question will be temp. The first node will be assigned to temp. Check whether temp is not equal to null. If it's not equal to null, display the question, get the answer from the user. Again, your semicolon is a terminating point. Then compare the user's answer with the correct answer. If they are same, increment the score. This has to continue till the last question. Thank you all. Hope you understand this. Have a great day.